Yes, Pattaya is great and all, but if you're anything like me, at some point, you're gonna have to get out. So unless you want to be the guy at the bar at 10 a.m. and kind of do that all day, which that's your bag, I'm not judging. But if you want to get into a little something else, or that sounds like it might get boring, you're probably gonna have to make some plans to get out and about. Maybe get out of Pattaya a little bit, go check out some other things, or maybe just look for something a little bit different here in town. But in today's video, I'm gonna break down a few things that you can do to get a little break, kind of step out of it. If you need to get out of the clubs for a little bit, maybe you need to get off the sauce, I'll give you some ideas. Lucky for you, if you are in Pattaya, especially long term, you're gonna have a little bit more options. You're kind of central right here to quite a few things where you can get out of the city and experience a little bit more of Thailand if that's something that you're interested in. Granted, if you're here on a short holiday, you only got a couple weeks, you're probably gonna be plenty entertained by everything that's going on here in the city. But if you're here for a long term, like I've been here for almost a year, it's nice to get out, open the horizons a little bit, and you don't necessarily need to run to Bangkok or Phuket to make that happen, especially if you wanna get into some nature stuff, maybe you wanna get outside, go to some islands, see some waterfalls, hit some of the maybe more rural country towns, real Thailand as I like to call it. Luckily, if you're in Pattaya, like we said, this is definitely doable. Now, lucky for you, if you're actually in Pattaya, there's plenty of accessibility to get out and go to some other spots. If you want to run to Bangkok, there's plenty of buses, taxis. I'm pretty sure there's even a train you can take. Also, if you want to go somewhere that's a little more off the beaten path, you can rent a car here, you can rent a bike, you can hire a personal taxi to take you wherever you want. So even if you don't have your own mode of transportation here, you're definitely not stuck. If there is somewhere that you want to go and it's within, you know, a day's travel, those are all means where you can get there. And if it's all public transportation, one great thing about Thailand, all the buses and the trains and all that stuff is super cheap. A taxi is going to run on you a little bit more. Obviously, if you want to rent a car, that's going to be a little bit more expensive. But compared to home, compared to the United States, these are all still very cheap options if you need to, and you should get out of Pattaya for a couple days and just kind of take a break, maybe reset a little bit. Now, if you're looking to get out of Pattaya and you want a little beach getaway, obviously very attainable. Maybe you're just kind of bored of the beaches here in town, or maybe you want something that feels a little more authentic and not quite as Miami-esque. You can definitely head south all the way to Rayong, Trat province. Between Pattaya and there are tons and tons of beaches. A lot more local Thai feel than here in Pattaya, especially it's a little less touristy, much cheaper food, which is always cool. And there might not be quite as much, you know, jet skis and parasailing and stuff like that to do, but if you just want to get out, chill on the beach for a little bit, it's definitely an option. And then once you get down to like Rayong, Trat province, you've got Koh Samet, Koh Chang, two of my favorite islands here in Thailand. So if you want to get out and just kind of sit on the beach, relax a little bit, maybe have a cocktail, coconut, whatever it may be, those are plenty available. And they're all in reach with any type of taxis. There's not too many buses or anything that run in that direction, but recently I went to Koh Chang. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure you go watch that after this one. We took a taxi down there. It was 3,000 baht, which you think about it, it's about a 4-hour journey. It is pretty long, but for 100 bucks, I'm sure you know how much that would be in the States for a 4-hour taxi ride, even if you could find one. So those are definitely all options if you just need to get some sun and relax. Another great option if you're looking for maybe a little outdoor adventure, something that may be a little bit different than the beach. If you head a little bit inland, there's one of my favorite provinces called Chantaburi. There's a bunch of national parks there. You can hike waterfalls, do all kinds of outside stuff, get more out in the jungle. There's monkeys if you want to feed those. Be careful if you do that though, because they will try to take anything that they see that you think is valuable. So keep an eye on that. But it's a super good option if you want to get out. It's going to be a lot hotter than at the beach because there's not too much, you know, sea breeze going on, but it's definitely super pretty. It's worth it if you're going to that area. Recently, I had to do a run to Cambodia real quick, and on the way back, we stopped there, went and did some national parks, hiked some waterfalls. You can check out all that stuff on my Instagram. I posted most of it there, but that's another sweet option if you just want to get out, you know, and get some nature in and, you know, just relax a little bit. Now, maybe you're looking for something a little more high speed than hiking some waterfalls, you know what I mean, or chilling on the beach. There is a lot of other fun to be had, especially if you head a little bit more inland. You can go and rent ATVs or side-by-sides and go rip through the jungle, maybe hit some little mountains, whatever. You can go to that same province we were just talking about, Chanthaburi, and they have these whole like zip line parks and all kinds of stuff like that. You can go explore some caves. So a lot of this stuff is going to be kind of more outdoorsy type things if that's something that you're looking for. If you're not, you might have to search a little bit harder. Me, when I'm trying to relax, that's my idea of it. I like to get out in nature, get out of the city, and just kind of, you know, unpack everything. That's always good for me. But if there's anything that you can think of that you might have done when you spent time in here in Pattaya, maybe you popped out for a little bit, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. Let anybody know that might be searching for something else to do, what you did, and why you enjoyed it. At the end of the day, you do have plenty of options if you want to get out of Pattaya for a little bit. If you didn't hear anything in this video that really strikes your fancy, not to worry, hop online. There's plenty of forums and stuff like that where you can look for other things to do. These are just things that I found that I enjoy myself, so maybe you do too. And like we said earlier, go down, check out the comments. Maybe somebody else had some ideas that might strike your fancy a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I tell everybody the same thing. If you're gonna be here for long term, especially in Pattaya, it's good to hop out every once in a while and, you know, just kind of experience a little bit more, because you can get kind of diluted with how things go here. And then you might think that this is how all of Thailand is sometimes, and that is just so not the case. So it's good to get out, get a refresher, pop back in, and then you do end up appreciating everything more that is different here, as opposed to thinking that that's just how it is everywhere. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I want to give a major shout out to all the new viewers we've gotten in the past couple weeks. You guys have been murdering the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that a lot of you seem to find value in these videos. At the end of the day, that's what this whole channel is about, is me getting out, eating the experiences, good or bad, and then being able to share them with you, so maybe you have a better idea of what to do and what not to do as soon as you arrive. Moving forward, we're gonna keep it rolling. We've got a few new spots lined up. We've got a couple major things lined up for next month, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see more from Thailand, go down, drop a like on the video, hit subscribe. That way the next time you log into YouTube, they know what you wanna see. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one.